you see the flower bike? It's very lovely, right? That one is made by Warren Gregory, American, living in Amsterdam North in a houseboat, and he made them. But the first one was for his wife, who was suffering epileptic, how do you say, strikes. So she couldn't find a memory loss for finding a bike pack. So he made a special bike like that, and then that was okay. She could find it back, but everybody was so fond about the bikes that everybody wanted one, and he said, like, I make so many, you can sit on them, make photos, and then I'm done. Everyone, can you find me number 7 here, so we can have a discussion about small house?
It's 5, next to 7.
5,
yeah,
7.
Wow.
So, right away, bang, this is Amsterdam. So, must be cheap, right? Must be very cheap. I will get to this address later, because this is absolutely crazy, right? Somebody's internet shopping, they will open the door if it arrives. It's crazy. A houseboat for the cats on this side here. Look. We have houseboats, yes, also for the cats. So how cool is this? Here everybody is on a permit for the rest of their lives. That makes it interesting to sell, because you're absolutely sure of this beautiful spot here. So houseboats are doing the same price as the houses. So that's crazy, right? Don't underestimate the houses. All the houses were built for one family, one house. Today, one investor, floors, all floors. So my daughter just moved to Amsterdam, 1 floor, but the house is like an old canal house. If you look here on this spot here, around this corner here, you can actually see that it's not a straight house. It is not a straight block. You can see inside the house are going to they angled backwards to the right. So when you have like furniture, you never have a right corner to put the furniture in, because there's always like organic angles, stuff like that. It's crazy. All those houses are built like in an angle backwards. This is by the way for the gentleman. So you already are looking to canal houses. If you find me one house that is the same as the next one, tell me, right? Because I know a couple that probably built by 3 families, brothers like, but normally every house is unique. And they can just slide out. You can just slide it out, and that is why they're not bolted together. That's why you see all those angles. They're going like leaning left, right, everywhere. And it has to do with, I told you already, it's swampy area. And of course, for the swampy area, you need a good foundation. But the foundation is not that good. There are wooden trees there, yanked into the mud, into the sand layer, and they may be giving away a little bit. The same. Hey, but we have the same deal as Spanish Italy. They use wooden trees as well. If we look ahead, that nice bridge over there, do you see the left side, the door? Prison cells. We won't go there because it is blocked. So normally I go there and then we have a look at another lovely house. But in this case, I keep it here. But there was a tower on top there that is broken down. This was the west gate from Haarlem, another village is there. Then you entered here at Amsterdam, and where you were picked out as a criminal, you could put away right away. It's nice. It is still a prison cell. Yeah. If you don't behave. 3 houses are all leaning. They're all leaning into the canal. And I tell you a funny thing, it's on purpose.
Oh, okay.
So we have leaning left, right. That has, well, that is not like proper, but that has to do with, of course, the swamp and the wooden trees maybe giving away a little bit. Maybe they're rotting a little bit. But everything that is leaning, and especially in the side alleys, you can see a perfect lean coming together on top, kissing each other. So houses can almost kiss each other on top.
What's the average price of one of these houses?
Are you a millionaire? Amsterdam, achter jou. Is de heren vrij? UNESCO protected. Can you feel it? Very, very lovely canal here. The Gentleman's Canal. We have three main canals created in the 17th century with the expansion of Amsterdam. There were so many people coming to Amsterdam because starting 16th century already, this was the wealthiest city in the world. It's crazy. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the history of Amsterdam. The richest city of the world, like for 150 years, and then 18th century declined on that. But the wealthiest people of the world lived here, and especially where we arrived later on. So think about wealthy people as Elon Musk is a poor guy. Yes?
Okay, wow.
Got a bit of an idea now? It's unbelievable how rich this city was and how small it is still. This is such a small city. You can walk in 30 minutes west-east, no problem. And you've seen the whole center. The fence wall we had around Amsterdam was 8 kilometers long. That's all. Quick 1.5 hours around the city. And that's why we're sailing now. So just imagine how small this city was and how wealthy it was. And I will explain a little bit later how that all happened. Now here, there's a lovely leaning there, right?
Very lean forward.
Very lovely leaning.
Oh.
Now together with the houses here, we have something else going on, the hooks. Totally still used today. So for today, we still use the hooks there. We put a pulley up there, a rope. Oh, you can even see one there. So the next warehouse, actually, you can see a pulley with a rope hanging. Of course, they did that for us. So we can have a bit of a nice... But you can see how lovely these warehouses were. This city was called the warehouse of the world. In other terms, like the next to the richest city in the world. The warehouse of the world. This total city was about trading. Dealing, reeling, dealing, stuff like that. It's beautiful. Now we're gonna follow the Gentleman's Canal. Maybe we can do a little side tour here. De Alboot zit op de heer, daar gaat de lady op. If you look through this canal, the end is where the Jordaan starts. And the Jordaan is the people's area of Amsterdam. Now, Jordaan, think about Jardin, French, because all the streets have flower names. So the Jordaan is the people's area, very close by. Anne Frank was in hiding for like 2 years. We will see the West Church. You won't see Anne Frank's house themselves. That takes too long. Then I'm gonna be like 2 hours away, and Judy's gonna be annoyed with me. But we can have a bit of a look where she like was in hiding. Now you can see we create lovely gardens by yanking in steel plates. Put some dirt there, and actually we are like saving the walls a little bit, but we don't have the money to fix it properly. So that's how we making a quick deal out of it. De O-boot zit op de lelie en gaat de keizers op richting de Leidse. Ik kom van de heer. Oh, here, one of the older cafes as well here, Cafe Brandon. So there's a competition going on with all the cafes and pubs, of course. Who is the oldest, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. The one I showed you, the earliest one, that is the officially the oldest. And you can already see the West Church a little bit there. It's our biggest church. And it is in lovely shape because they just renovated it. They did a repaint. So it is in absolute shining form now. Understand, this very exotic church is a Protestant church. That is a bit funny because normally they were always like a bit like sober, right? The Catholics are the more flamboyant religion. But this was, well, the highest church. There was competition going on between all the religions, of course. But this was a Protestant city when it was on its highlight. I will tell you the story a little bit later. But this was the church that Anne Frank heard when she was hiding inside this block of houses here. The other side is where she was in hiding, but she actually looked at the hidden gardens. Here of Dante. This is Gay Monument here, but I'm not sure why it's here. So every time when I pass here, I'm like, okay, I have to check out why it is here. We are a very tolerant city, so we are here for everybody of you. But I'm not sure why the Gay Monument is here. But lovely church, right? The crown on top, so it's a crown. It came from Maximilian, the Emperor of Austria, and he gave it to the Amsterdam citizens as like. That's another order. By the way, I forgot to tell you, this is the Emperor Canal. We're not going to the Prince Canal. That is the third one of UNESCO. But now we've already seen two UNESCO protected canals. And I tell you, I'm very grateful that UNESCO protects these canals. Because when I was a little kid, we had a car problem. You couldn't go back or forwards anymore because so many cars. And there was a police commissioner on a meeting suggesting 1970s, hey listen, let's kill the canals, make double lanes, parking lots. Fixed it. Well, in Utrecht they are reopening canals now. So they did something like that. And we kicked him out and never heard of it anymore. And now we have this lovely UNESCO protected city that we can still sail through. And on weekend days, the whole city is going with boats, touring around, having drinks on all the terraces. It's so beautiful. That's everything what is left from the richest city of the world. The lovely canals with the lovely houses. Now, let's have a word about the houses. I already told you one family, one house. That was the plan that Amsterdam had when they created the city, when they made the drawings in the 16th century for expanding Amsterdam. They got like a limitation on what you could buy as a rich person. And that already gives this lovely city. So there is no one that could buy the whole block here and put whatever on it. They had the money. I mean, I told you, Elon Musk rich. They had the money to buy the whole city, but they were not allowed. Everybody was picking by a plan, putting a finger, okay, I want this spot here. And then you went into an auction with other bidders. And then when you won it, then you created your house. And there was a maximum on what you could buy. 1, 2 or 3 spots at one time on one piece of Amsterdam. That creates this lovely, unique city already. Of course, there were people that cheated the system a little bit. I will come to that a little bit later. But this already makes this city so like a small house of 3 meters. Then we have a wide house of 3 spots of 3 meters, 9 meters. Depending on which canal, it was 4, 8, 12, etc. Or 2, 4, 6, things like that. When you won your auction, you started building your house. But then you won your auction, like let's give it a day. In 1620, you got your auction, you started building your house. The rest of the city was still empty because over 100 years, this city came together. And there's a lovely animation, if you're gonna sit on a terrace later on, put in YouTube, expansion of Amsterdam. You have an animation that shows you how by auction people are picking the house, okay, and they started building right away. Here, there, there, there. And then in 100 years, it all came together. And then people make mistakes, of course, because in time, somebody was probably going inches instead of centimeters. Who knows? A lot of people from Europe came in here, and then we have like 1 meter left. Number 7. 1 meter left. What to do with 1 meter? No back alleys. The plan didn't allow back alleys. No gates, things like that. Sell it again as a building spot. That's how this city got these very funny small houses. Mistakes in years created this funny city as well. And the fact is, the back alleys that are supposed to be not there are few, of course. But then that's a hidden city because inside the blocks, the other canal is over there. It's like 150 meters away. So what's inside the blocks here? No, we don't know, right? We don't know. We never see that because there are no gates. Well, maybe there's a gate here. Maybe there's a gate here. But this is like the hidden city. Everybody, we can't see it. But the whole inside is one big question mark. But there are gardens in there, and there are lofts built in there that nobody knows of. Look, you see that? This is a unique moment you will rarely see. There are trees in there, lovely gardens. And the more rich we come, later on the Gentleman's and Emperor Canal, the wealthier the gardens were. French, English style, beautiful. Google Maps will show you the inside of the blocks. There are lovely balconies on the backside. A weird maze of all alleys there. It's incredible. The oboe zit op de Keizerswil over de Leidse. Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen quite a lot of like worn down, almost abandoned small boats.
Like docked against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about those? Do they belong to anyone or?
They do belong to people. So they all have a certificate, a vignette. See it? Green one. This is the green one on the back side. See that? That's the permit they need to be here. The green ones are the green ones are the green ones. So they are the electric ones. If they have a white, it's still a petrol engine, but that goes away. So in time, everybody needs to be electric here. And then we have a red one as well. I think red is the most expensive, and it guarantees you that you can sail here, and you can actually put it everywhere on the wall as long as you have the permit. So on private boats there is no like fixed place. So you just put it against the wall where it is allowed. And there are spots that is not allowed. For example, where my pedal boats are, you cannot put your boat there. This is also the same company as I am, like sailing for. We are the only one with pedal boats, so that's cute. At their house on the Gentleman's Canal, but they had to park their Ferrari somewhere, right? So what they did, they cheated the plan by picking another auction on the Emperor Canal on the backside of their own house. This is the garage of the rich people on the Gentleman's Canal. That's cool.
That's garage.
That's the garage there. So the big doors. It does look like a family house, of course. It's not a warehouse. It's especially for the horses and carriages. That's how they dealt with that. So these are normal family houses or warehouses. But wherever you see bigger doors, and only on this part of Amsterdam they did that because the wealthy people lived in the gentlemen's. Everywhere else in Amsterdam, it's like common. Gentleman's Canal is the wealthiest strip of Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah. It's how can you compare Amsterdam now with Bel Air?
Fifth Avenue.
Fifth Avenue, something like
Central Park.
that. Yeah. But in this case, whole of Amsterdam is like Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
Everything inside that wall around Amsterdam is expensive. And students mostly live here. This building here we call like the specky, like a cookie, because it has such a nice contrast with colors.
What?
Like a cookie, like a specky. It is not that old. It's not that old.
What's the building function?
It's the function now is Archive of Amsterdam.
Okay.
It was a bank building. It's now open to the public, so most of it. And it's very Art Deco. So very lovely, nice lamps inside there, big spaces. Great. So if you have a chance and you walk around here, go in square every day to meet each other. Then they got older, couldn't walk all the way around anymore, so they put all the money together, make a very skinny bridge. Over time, it's now a wide bridge, of course, but still wood. So every like 100 years, it breaks down. I mean, everything that is wood, water and air is rotting away. We know that. So that is also why the reason we keep the wooden trees, the foundation underwater. That's the trick we have. So even in the ground, all the wooden trees are underwater level. What else is going on? Amstel locks, still in working order. We don't need them anymore. We have big locks, west, east, north. They are maintaining this water level. And then today we monitor the whole of Europe. We know exactly what water is coming our way. So we are heading back. Let me check if we got a bit. Well, we're going to be overtime, people. Sorry, but you don't mind, right?
How do you pronounce that?
Sorry, you have to speak up a little because the wind.
How do you pronounce
The what system? The flood control system.
How do you pronounce it?
Are you Googling?
Google, yeah, I'm cheating.
Are you cheating?
I just can't read it. AFS.
Well, I would say just, but you wanted to hear it in Dutch.
I want to read it. If I can't pronounce it. How do you say it?
Is it? Okay, try again. I will try to listen carefully. Come on, let's go.
I can't pronounce it.
Now you can, if you try harder. Look. FL. Just ask me at the end of the tour. Yeah. We make it happen. Everyone, we just passed the blue bridge, which in my opinion is grey, right? But you can see, anyone that went into Paris maybe can say, hey, Pont Neuf over the Seine. Well, yes, it's a copy. The royal family wanted a bit of like a glorious kind of bridge. And they were like, can you make this one? No, they did it. You can see the symbols of Amsterdam, right? You can see the symbol? Now, if you go to a souvenir shop, anything with 3 crosses, you pay more for, right? It's more expensive. But the 3 crosses are actually called Andreas crosses. Italian religious person who got tortured to death on a cross like this. I mean, we all know about Jesus, a cross like this. Andreas got his own cross. Every cross represents a word: heroic, determined, and merciful. That is what it represents. It's a very strong marketing symbol, of course, and you can find it back in every little pole that protects you for the cars. It's everywhere. Very strong symbol.